scene in Wyerton, Ontario. They've been doing this for, close to 60 years now. Wyerton Willie, a very popular fellow, and I'll tell you why. Because today, so far, with all the little groundhogs we're checking in with across North America...
It's true. I'm happy to say our groundhog, no shadow on this cloudy day.
Happy or not, whether you're poor or rich.
Well, there you go. Thank heavens for Wyerton Willie, because he says early spring, but that's not the consensus. Let's check in on some more of these prognostications. So, shadow or no shadow is the question. Spring or more winter. We also have this just in. Potomac Phil, Washington, D.C.'s rodent forecaster, has made his decision. And our very elegant John Northcott has been spending the morning with Phil fanatics at Washington's Dupont Circle. John, what's the good word there, sir?
Well, indeed, Punxsutawney Phil is about a 5 hours drive northwest of here, but here in D.C. they celebrate this the last 4 years, specifically because of the international community that is here to bring them into the American tradition that goes back with the groundhog. Now, this is Potomac Phil here, and we have a decision. I'm going to bring in organizer Aaron Deneau. Aaron, what has Potomac Phil told us today?
We had to look really closely into the glare and gaze in his eyes, and he told us 6 more weeks of winter and 6 more months of political prediction, or 6 more months of political gridlock.
And that's what's unique about this, is that he does a weather prediction and a political prediction because of his DC location.
He does. He predicts what the climate's going to be for the next 6 months politically, and unfortunately for the last few years it's been the same. It's 6 more months of political gridlock, but we'll see. We got next year still.
What we saw here today was Potomac Phil lining up with his brother in Punxsutawney with the decision that there'll be 6 more weeks of winter.
Yeah, he stands stiff in solidarity with his brother in Punxsutawney, and he's a very special marmot, and he usually goes the same way as Punxsutawney, and in fact he did again this morning.
Aaron, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that is the story here. This just in terms of the arrival of spring, delayed by 6 weeks. That's the decision from Dupont Circle. Jennifer?
John, as we look at your little friend Phil there beside you, I can tell that, he's either frozen with fear at his prediction, or perhaps appropriately in Washington, he's just stuffed.
Yes, you noticed that. It's hard to miss, really. There are many kinds of groundhogs. Some around America are simply guys in groundhog suits. You can imagine anything less interesting than that. But this is a stuffed animal. He is what they refer to him as temporarily taxidermied. And they feel that at some point he may reanimate. But he really is an analogy for the way politics has been down here the last few years. Stiff, frozen in time, and gridlocked. And that's the decision. They do it, though, not by his shadow so much as looking into his eyes, looking into his soul. It's very complicated, very sophisticated method they use down here with the stuffed version of their groundhog.
It's not an exact science, John, but I'm so glad you were there to bring us the latest. Thank you.
My pleasure.